Yeah, yeah. Hi. Thanks for accepting my invitation and accepting to talk with me.
That's all right. I saw some of your interviews. They're really good. You're doing good work. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, thank you. I saw your profile, so you're an author, so I thought to show you to my audience and to tell about your work and about you to the 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 audience that I have. So I requested you and you accepted it. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you for interviewing me.
So before starting that, can you introduce yourself to my audience and to the world who watches this video from anywhere on this planet?
Okay, I'm Rishika Chopra. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Chandigarh. I completed my graduation last year. I honor and I'm an author. Currently, we are also trying to build a reading community where there are readers because authors struggle to find readers. So we are building a community where authors can come and get a lot of readers and working on a new book. So that's
So from you're from Chandigarh, India.
yeah, yeah,
So you wrote a book called My Mother's Love.
yeah.
So it is about
So the book is a crime fiction thriller and it
okay,
deals with a lot of controversial topics in and out the society. Trigger warning, it's a little brutal. Some readers have found it brutal, but some had found it amazing too. And I know it's quite gruesome and these things are happening in our society and someone needs to talk about it. So that's what I'm trying to do with my work. So I'm trying to give back to the society with my work.
okay. So a fact creator.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, can you tell something which is there in the book, which is brutal and which is
Sorry.
can you tell something about the which is there in the book, which is brutal and which is against to some set of people?
Yeah, so since I can't tell the exact topic as that's the major plot,
Okay.
plot
Okay.
revelation.
Okay.
So yeah, it's with a lot of women issues and things that have been written about us and things that uh, do it. And it starts with a murder mystery and the protagonist is Chia and she suddenly commits suicide. She's a very big painter and she might be a child and there's a lot of talent, a lot of time into my it's been some time since I wrote it, so I don't remember the exact details. But the reviews are coming in; they are really good, and I'm happy with that.
Okay. When you started writing.
Mm. When did I start writing? Okay, this book specifically I started I think last year. It took me around 1.5 years to complete this. And I've always been some sort, a sort of a writer. I've worked as a content writer for a lot of companies. And as a child, I used to carry a diary around, so I wrote a lot of stuff. So I think it was a natural thing that just took me a lot of time to realize that I'm a writer and I can be an author. And one day I thought it would be so cool if I wrote something and people read it. But I didn't have a great story to tell. So I think a year or two after that, I got this great story one night and I thought, okay, let's write it. And 1.5 years later,
So what is your favorite book that you read?
what
What is
my
your yeah? What is your favorite book?
I tend to go mostly, I don't have a specific favorite book. First, I tend to go mostly in the self-help section. But for research purposes, I'm reading a lot of fiction these days. So currently, I'm reading Om Swami's A Million Thoughts. And I'm also reading Paula Hawkins' Goal on. I think both are really amazing books. One great book that I read in, I think, quite some time back was 11 Minutes by Paulo Coelho. Those are my top three right now.
Why only fictional? Why not the real stories?
Okay. I feel the kind of topics that I write are quite dark and controversial. So if I go more to the real side, it tends to create a lot of controversy. So even what the fiction thing that I have written has created a lot of issues, has been difficult for some people to grasp the concept. So if I tend to go on the real side of these things, which this happens obviously, fiction is based on a lot of research. So I have researched about these topics. This is happening in reality too. But I tend to, and the new one that I'm working on is also a fiction, but it's realistic. So it's not based on people, but it's based on the scenario that we are living in.
The real thing creates more impact and more effect, right? Why can't you put the same?
Yeah, sorry.
The real thing actually creates more impact and more effect. Why can't you put the same? The real one.
I think the real stories, we already know a lot of real stories. Sometimes we see somebody in person, it's hard to get into their shoes. But when you have a fictional character that you read from the very beginning, you see their progress and how they have been raised in their life, you connect to them in a way you think you are that character. So it's very easy to connect to fictional characters to real humans.
Okay. So you connect with reality, or you just want to be in your imagination? I mean, will you interact with people, or are you a social person, or do you just be in your own zone or in your own place?
So the entire introvert extrovert debate of authors, I feel like I know there's no specific sect because there are a lot of people who say that authors are supposed to be introverts, they live in their shell and they don't talk to a lot of people. That is not true. Authors are people too, and it's separate for every author. I know authors who are extreme extrovert people, and I know authors who do not come up with their shells for months. I personally myself am an ambivert. Ambivert is a mixture of introvert and extrovert. So I decide in different situations I behave differently. If there's somebody I like, or if I'm in a group of my friends and it's a comfortable social zone for me, then I'm very open. I talk a lot. And if I'm not comfortable in a situation, I don't talk. So I have zones. Sometimes I just tend to not talk for days, and sometimes I'm this party person who has to party. So different on different days.
Yeah, there are a lot of authors who spent in writing book for 5 or 10 years, and they believe that some of the authors think that if they put so much time in writing or in just observing and collecting the information and just put it after a long time, it actually creates more impact because they can understand emotions and feelings and the 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 thoughts of the characters and all. They can put it on the book in the way the reader can really feel that they are into the book. So what do you say about this?
I think it's true. Authors. I think have to be really deep people, because if you're shallow yourself, you cannot go deep in your character. You can't see what you're writing. If you're not crying in a sad scene, or if you're not happy in a happy scene yourself, then your reader won't connect to it. First, the story has to connect to the author. First, the characters. For example, all the characters in my book, they're real to me. If they're not real to people, they're real to me. I can see them. I can see all those things happening in my head. I can see everything, imagine them, and I feel sad for them. And I feel sometimes when I'm writing a brutal scene, I feel terrible that what am I doing to these characters? Why am I such a horrible person? But it is what it is. You have to create some characters just to kill them. So I think it's a process. You have to feel everything as you write, and as much as you are feeling it, the same amount the reader would be feeling it. So it's very important for author to feel everything and be a deep.
Did people who are around you felt discomfortable to communicate or to connect with you because someday you may or may not put their characters in your book and show their life experiences?
Okay. So that does happen sometimes. There are a lot of authors I know. So in some instances, I pick certain habits of people. I do not pick an entire character based on people, but I pick certain situations or habits that I can, relate to, or another character can relate to. Because as much it's very important if you're writing something for you to experience new things. Because if you haven't experienced yourself, right? No matter
Yeah.
how much you search, how much you read about others' experiences, but self-experience is a very different thing. Self-exploration is something completely different. So yeah, a lot of authors do this, and I think it's okay because it makes a lot of sense. It's 90% fiction, 10% taken from reality, because even in fiction, it has to be realistic. For example, we see a lot of shows that are based on supernatural and magical experiences. Like there's Game of Thrones, ठीक है, and there's Harry Potter. But it's not the world that people cannot accept. But if the emotions are not real, then it becomes hard for the reader to understand the book. If you cannot connect with him as a person, then it becomes hard. But connecting to a completely different fictional world is not a difficult thing. So when you're writing something, it's important to focus on the emotions rather than if it could be realistic or not. Because if people can connect to the emotions, anything could be realistic.
You're expressing to impress, or you're just expressing because you just want to express through your books?
Okay. Since I think the kind of work I do says it for itself. I'm not writing to impress, because if I did that, I would have gone into romance or other genres. But I picked such controversial topics. So I'm trying to raise issues. I'm trying to raise a lot of awareness. I'm trying to make people feel what other people feel. And I'm trying to, open their minds and get them out of their comfort zone. So I don't know if this makes any sense to people or not, but I make my books and my characters so weird that it's hard for real people to digest. So reality seems a little simpler. Because if anything, people are very judgmental. So I try to make my books weirder so they can judge the fictional characters and not real people. So the real world seems simpler, and the world, I guess, is a happier place. If
Okay.
that is what I'm trying to do.
So intelligently, you're sending the real characters into their brains using the fictional story.
So what it actually is kind of.
So intelligently, you're sending the real characters into their minds using the fictional story.
Yes, you have to do that, I think, to become a good author.
So
Someday I hope
yeah,
to be an author.
so you're good in it.
I won't say I am, because when you see your work, you do not like it. You connect to it, but you're like, "Arey, this is the first draft. This is so bad. People are not going to like it." But I think when you start positive reviews, you start to get a little more confident in your work. So I do not find myself a good author. Like, there are times I cannot think of a word, and I get so angry at myself because I'm an author. I should know these things. And sometimes it's not, it's hard to forgive yourself for writing bad. So just try. No matter what you write or how you're writing, just write and it will get better with time. So someday I hope to become a good author. Right now I'm just an author.
Okay. As a writer, how much experience do you have?
How much kya?
Experience. Experience do you have as a writer?
How much? A novelist, basically. Like, so I have a lot of 2 years. It took me 1.5 years to write this and another 6 months to get it published. It's still not a hard copy. It's coming into paperbacks because due to Corona, we had to stop it in between. It's available on Kindle right now. So I think as a novelist, I have 2 years of experience somewhat, which is really less, but I'm trying to get more into it.
So you are a deep thinker.
Yeah.
So you're not a normal person. So how do you handle people who talks about the top layer of the ocean but not the deep inside of the ocean? How do you connect with them?
I don't actually.
You don't.
I see, for me, connection is something, if it happens in an instant, it happens. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. So you can't force connection. So when it comes
Yes.
to my personal life, I tend to go by the, instant spark. If it's there, I can think about it. If it's not, I just can't. So I just leave it. So if there's somebody I can't connect to, or if my mental level does not match somebody else's mental level, so I tend to not get too close to them. But because everybody has different sort of attitude. Everybody is a deep like, but in a very, very different way. And if somebody cannot connect to what I connect to, so that becomes makes it very difficult for me to form a connection with that person.
So how do you handle the negative comments that you got for your book or for your writing or for your expressions, even with your vocal cord?
Okay, to be honest, it's hurtful because I haven't received a lot of criticism on the book. It's just some time back I received my first criticism. It's like 90% of people are liking the book. There's this that I understand there's a lot of bad, but it is hard, it's hurtful, but you start to get over it. Take the constructive things out of it and put it in your book. Somebody gives me some constructive criticism that there was something wrong in the editing or dialogues could have been better. I take it and I put it in my work and I try to learn more about it. If it's just criticism that does me no good, or if it just says, no, it wasn't good, no, I didn't like it, or no, it was too good for me, then I cannot change my niche as a writer because it was brutal for a little part of, you know, others. Because that as an author, I cannot do what I'm writing. There is no point in writing. I'm not writing to earn a or just I have to because I love writing. And if I do not love what I write, there is no point to it. So I cannot change my niche. It's always going to be controversial. It's always going to it's always going to be gruesome and brutal. I can make it better, and the people who like that are welcome to read it. I would be very happy to keep writing for them.
So you're directly telling to the readers that I'm going to write something which definitely affects your way of thinking and which will never match with what you are expecting from me or what you are. Yeah.
Is going to make you uncomfortable, to be honest. The kind of thing that I'm writing, it is going to make you uncomfortable. I'm not denying because that is why I'm writing it. Because we see certain issues in our society, we think we just take them as numbers. ये हो गया, अरे इतना हो गया, that's okay. But as a specific victim, as a specific survivor, you do not get into that incident deep enough. You cannot understand the pain of the survivor or what he or she went through at that specific time. With my work, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to give perspective into that and making an issue out of it that do not just turn issues into numbers. इतनी बार हो गया, इतना हो गया. It's not a number. For every single one of them, they are losing a lot on their part. You have to understand that and make it an issue. Raise your voice, and it's high time we start changing things in our society. I feel like.
So you believe that anything that which people cannot say through their books, and you wanted to say something, and that you believe that that will create impact rather than saying something which everybody say.
Yeah, I feel like if what I write can open up somebody's mind just a little, or can help them gain a little perspective, it can help a survivor who's gone through something, or make them happier in the real world and feel like, oh, I'm so happy that the real world is not as fucked up as my book is. I would be very happy if people become less judgmental because of my work. And that is my goal to, make a happier.
Okay. So what is your goal? Why you're writing, and what is the impact that you wanted to create, and what is the thing that you are expecting with your expressions, for your expressions?
Okay, so it's a very detailed question. I haven't thought about it as much. Simply, I write because I love to write, and there are certain issues that I'm very affected by in the society, and I feel like nobody. And I try to raise as much awareness as I can about those issues with my work. And I think the goal is to just, give the reader something to think about, to change his perspective a little, and broaden his perspective, and to make him okay with the things that are happening.
So can I say that you are taking revenge by writing books for something that you have experienced or in your life?
No, that's what I personally have not experienced it much. I think a little every girl has somewhere or the other. I think every little child has somewhere or the other. but I haven't touched wood experienced it, and I know a lot of people who have, and it's just I don't think it's okay to be quiet about such anymore.
So what if you are increasing the number of the opposite people in your list?
I'm increasing the what?
Increasing the number of opposite people in your list.
Uh, Increasing the number of opposite people in my list. Okay, I think maybe.
Because you're doing that by saying something which makes them feel discomfortable.
I think it's time to feel uncomfortable. You can't be comfortable. There's a growth pattern in humans, and if you're not uncomfortable with what you're doing, if you keep doing the thing that you're comfortable with, then there is no growth. You can't
Okay.
grow as a person, you can't grow as a society. So if you till the time you're not made uncomfortable, you will never experience any sort of growth, whether physical or mental or spiritual. There's no growth without uncomfortability. So I want people to have a broader perspective towards life. I want people to be happier. And if they are comfortable in their zones, I don't think we can do that. So, as a
Okay.
society, growth and feeling uncomfortable is the way to do it.
So with your book, you want to create some discomfortness in their mind, right? If they are comfortable in their room, but there is Rishika book there, and they started reading it, they'll start feeling discomfortable, and they'll think that why I read this book. So what
None
do you
of them
say?
like it. See, the entire, it's not just, I'm not just blabbing things. It's not like straightforward. I'm not writing an article. I'm writing a book. So it has a story, it has characters, it has suspense, it has thriller, it has romance, it has a lot of things you can think of, a lot of things you cannot think of. It has chapters that you're going to thoroughly enjoy. You're going to feel sad when they feel sad. You're going to feel very happy when they are in love. You're going to feel very adorable in some moments. You're going to love some of the characters. You're going to hate some of the characters. So it's an entire journey. It's not like you will just read it and you'll feel that way. It's a crypted message. It's a coded message. So anybody can decode it in their own way. Yeah, I have given a message in my own way, and as per your understanding, you can decode it the way you like it.
Okay. So it depends on how you're expressing also.
Then that depends, obviously. If you've written good, people are going to like it. If it's just bland, people are not going to like it. So, but I think my writing is not everybody's cup of tea. I have accepted that. It took me a lot of time, but yeah, but it is a majority cup of tea. That is why I'm happy about it. So, I think it's okay. That's how it works. Everybody likes different kind of things, and
Okay.
let's.
So as a reader, as a writer, how many marks will you give to yourself?
As marks would I give to myself? I I actually have no idea about that. I'm a slow reader, so I wouldn't probably be very good. I wasn't an avid reader since quite some time now. I have to read a lot because of research and everything. And I always used to read self-help a lot. So that's like, apart from that, I'm still learning. I'm still a beginner.
Okay. Do you have anything to say to the people who watches this video?
Okay, so stay safe because these are hard times that we are going through definitely. And read my book. I hope you like it. Trigger warnings. It's a little brutal, but it's fun. You're going to love it. And just be happy, be healthy, and enjoy your life.
And why mother's love? My mother's love. Why can't you put a name which can create more impact and more effect? You have a lot of words with which you can make a person who is sleeping to come out from their sleep because you are effect creator, right? You create very good effect.
Okay. I cannot
That
tell
is a,
the
that
entire.
that is a soft name. Definitely. When I saw that name, I thought that this girl is like very, very like very good. I mean, not like until unless I talk with you, I never know that there is something inside which creates a different feeling. but not the feeling that people are expecting. When mother's love is like, showing, telling the world that, mother uh, is loving a child or the children. Definitely, as a reader or as an observer, if I'm seeing that for the first time, I will think the same, and most of the people will think the same. But until unless you said that, it has some deep and a controversial thing. I never expected that. And I saw all your photos. You're beautiful. And I thought,
Thank
that actually made me to think in that way. You look beautiful, and you're talking about the mother's love. I think you have a deep, a positive and a good feeling that you are showing about your mother or somebody's mother that you have experienced. So I thought that because your visual and the book's name made me to think like that. But you said no. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't reveal the exact, intention behind the title because it is a big part of the story. So when you read the story, you'll start to understand that. But yeah, you can take it the main protagonist when she dies. So she's quite famous painter. So she lives in a fictional town, this person. Everybody knows her. She's a celebrity. She's always followed around by the paparazzi and everything. And suddenly out of the blue, she has this perfect life and she suicide. And in a suicide note, she writes that she has a child. So if she was that popular, people might know who her child is. So nobody knows if there actually is a child or there's not a child. So the entire search of who was the child, was there a child, or what's happening, did she die, did someone murder her, or what happened in her life, the entire revelations. And so that is what the story is about. So you can relate a little to child mother thing about that. But no, that is definitely not why I gave the title. If you read the story, you'll understand why I did that. But if you love suspense and thriller, you're definitely in for a treat. So yeah, that was the entire intention behind the title.
Fantastic. Can I put this video on my YouTube channel with your permission?
Okay, and definitely.
Thank you so much for giving your valuable time and sharing your experience and giving answers for my questions.
Thank you so much. I had a great time, and thank you for interviewing me.
Yeah. Take care.
Thank you. You too.